Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And if you've got any questions, just put it in the chat, and I will try to answer as we go. And if I can't, or if I don't have the answer, then just ask Paxton for my email, and I will get back to you. Girard-Perregaux. Is it the most underrated luxury Swiss watch brand? That's what I keep hearing from customers, from potential customers, from forum. I've got the answer. I think it is yes, and let me show you why I think it's yes. We're part of the Kering group. So Kering is Gucci, Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta. So when I mentioned that there's a lucky door prize and a beautiful bag, you can see that we've got access to beautiful suppliers. So really trust me, it's a beautiful bag. And we're part of the Kering group. So you can imagine that we are very solid since 2011. The last couple of years, they named a new CEO, Patrick Cugnot, who was taking care of Girard-Perregaux and our sister company called Willy that we all know. There is a lot of change that's already happened with the logo that you can see, and a lot to come. It's a very exciting time for the brand, with a lot of change to come and a lot of evolution with the backing of Kering. So no shortage of money behind, which is always nice. We are part of the 5 historical manufacturers with Zenith, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Patek Philippe, Rolex. So of course, nowadays there are a bit more manufacturer or companies that say that they are manufacturer, meaning that they make components themselves. Girard-Perregaux is making the case, the movement, the strap, and a lot of components by ourselves, and we are proud to be part of those 5 historical manufacturers. What's a very important point on Girard-Perregaux is the exclusivity. We produce, listen very well, less than 10,000 watches a year. So when you buy a Girard-Perregaux, and this picture of that case back, I just typed Girard-Perregaux case back on Google. That's what came up. And if you can see, you've got the reference number and you've got the serial number, number 76. So that's when you buy a Girard-Perregaux, that's why you buy. You don't buy, you're not part of thousands and thousands of people with the same watch. Here, that person who bought that watch is number 76. So with all the, so you can imagine the exclusivity, and with the brand, how it goes, having a Girard-Perregaux will prove to be a very hot commodity in the future. Since 1791, you might have heard, so Australia has been discovered in 1770, just to put that into comparison. It's a country, and that's a company that was launched and created in 1791. First, it was Jean-François Bottet here on the left of your screen. In the middle, you've got Constant Girard, which is the man above the love story sign, and Marie Perregaux. So it was a love story between 2 people from 2 villages next to each other, La Chaux-de-Fonds and Le Locle. And Marie Perregaux had brothers, and 2 of them were involved in the business. And in the 1800s, they were already worldwide, with one brother taking care of Latin America and the whole of South America, based in Argentina, and then another who was in Japan and opening up Asia in the 1800s. That's how far the history of Girard-Perregaux goes. The 3 bridges, so that's Constant Girard who invented the 3 bridges, so that's the one on the right. That particular watch, the Esmeralda, won the 1889 Paris exhibition, the same year that you had Eiffel Tower, and it won. he won, and the legend even says that it was so good that the people giving the prize said you're not allowed to represent, and they gave him the place as a jury, so he became a jury of the world exhibition at the time. And of course, nowadays, you've got the beautiful tourbillon on the left, 3 bridges. The 3 bridges, the bridge is really the essence of Girard-Perregaux. It is now our logo, it's on the logo. It is what makes us different and special. To make one bridge, and I'll talk about the finishing a bit further, but it takes 2 days for one person to do one bridge that you see here to polish. We did an event in December down in Melbourne where we invited a few VIPs. Some of you might be here and might remember. It's extremely hard to do, and it's extremely lengthy, and you need to be very experienced. But that's the joy and the proud of Girard-Perregaux, the bridge. Like you said, Paxton, we've got over 100 patents. So when we have other brands that will base the history of the whole brand on something particular, or, we've got 100 of them, over 100 patents. Amongst them the 3 bridges, but also the big dates. If you haven't seen the big dates yet, next time you visit your favorite retailer, please ask to see the 1945 and see how flawless the numbers are on that big date. In that example, you won't see the line between the 1 and the 2 other brands. You clearly see the line. That's the patent that we've got on that big date. The constant escapement you mentioned, maybe Isabelle will have one to show when we're in Switzerland in a few minutes. The micro rotor made of platinum, so it's more dense, and it's smaller and more dense than steel, so it can power the movements. Anyway, we've got more than 100 patents. We could build a brand just on the 1 patent, but we've got more than 100. Out of that, we've got a large movement portfolio. We've got 100, again, sorry, 100, but it's easy to remember. But remember, because there might be some questions in that questionnaire at the end, so anyway. But 100 movements in the portfolio, and over the years, you can imagine, since 1791, we've produced a lot of movements. It takes 3 years to develop one movement. It costs 3 million Swiss francs. 5 million Aussie. So you can imagine 100, the amount of investment of Girard-Perregaux in the watch industry. And like you said, Paxton, not only we use the movement for ourselves, but some are using our movements. We can't say who, but there's one we can say, it's MBNF, because he says it on his website. And we all know MBNF and how beautiful and innovative, and so he needs to have something reliable, and he chose Girard-Perregaux. Haute horlogerie, look at that. That's the Casa Light tourbillon. It's the whole case, the case back, the bridges, all made of sapphire. All you see here is sapphire and white gold. That's Girard-Perregaux. We made haute horlogerie like that. And let me show you more than words. Let me show you a little video that tells more than just stories. Wow. So trust us. If we're able to do watches like that, we're able to do beautiful watches across the whole range. And that's all the finishes. So you've seen the high-end finishes, but all the way into the collection, we have a high level of finish. We've got 5 different finish per movement. That's a normal movement, just a normal movement in a normal watch. If you open other brands, it won't look the same. This is exceptional finishes. I was sitting last year in July at the factory with someone who told me that he was with the eyepiece, you know, doing the polishing of a piece, and he told me, now if I do a scratch on that part, which anyway at the next step will be covered by another component, it will be rejected. That's the level of finishes on a Girard-Perregaux. It's absolutely exceptional, and it doesn't exist on any other brand. It is fair to say at that level. So to finish off and to answer a question that we started at the beginning, is Girard-Perregaux the most underrated luxury Swiss watch brand? Absolutely yes, no doubt. So now buckle up and let's travel to Switzerland with Isabelle, Willy, and Dimitri.
Thank you, Christophe.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Oh, yeah, it's 11 a.m., 11:30. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Paxton, for welcoming us. And thank you, everyone, to be with us this evening. I do hope you see well. So welcome to GP in Switzerland in La Chaux-de-Fonds. One of the most beautiful city and sunny city in Switzerland, 1,000-meter altitude. Today I am with Willy, our curator. I will show you his face in 1 minute. Willy will start with showing you, some antique pieces from our museum. And we will go to the haute horlogerie collection with some pieces and with the core collection. I will try not to talk too much. I think Christophe introduced the brand, and at the end, of course, we could answer any of your questions. Feel free to ask any question at the end, and let's start the presentation. Thank you again. This is Willy. Alors, Willy, on regarde comment tu... Voilà. Tu me dis comment tu me vois.
I think we had a little technical issue, but Isabelle will be back soon.
Christo, I just want to say how excellent that presentation was.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
I think we need some. I think we all need a GP in our collection. Christo kindly lent me a GP Laureato chrono, and every day when I was wearing it, I looked down to the Cloud de Paris, and I just couldn't get my eyes off the finishing, the blued hands. It's just an incredible timepiece. So thank you, Christo, for making this a reality for us. I said to Paxton last week, this is a very, very rare opportunity for anyone to have access to those special pieces in the archives in Switzerland, in the museum, and also just to be in contact with the Swiss team is incredible that you made this happen. So thank you so much for making it happen.
Well, thank you thank you, Brian, for noticing, but thank you, Isabelle, for allowing us. And she went through a lot of difficulties.
Sorry, we are back.
Ah, you're back.
So sorry. So sorry. Let's go with Willy, and he could show you some pieces. Thank you.
With pleasure. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight or this morning for us. So the idea is to show you pieces that are representative of the history of Girard-Perregaux, because it's very easy to say 1791 as a date of foundation, but it's even better if you can show it and prove it. And so the first watch I'm going to show you, or which Isabelle is going to show you, is a repeater. A repeater which dates back from 1820, which is not the very beginning, but at the beginning of our history. And in those days, the border between watchmaking and jewelry was not so clear as of today. Means that you have a watch which is a jewel, or a jewel which can be a watch, practically. And this is the case here. So even though it's a repeater, it is decorated like a jewel, in the sense that you have on this watch 2,000 natural pearls. Natural pearls, because cultured pearls in those days did not exist yet. So imagine that they had to sort out the pearls by diameter, by size, by color, in order to be able to make this watch. And look how slim also the watch is for a repeater. And once again, we are in 1820. It's a watch made by Jean-François Baud, so the man who is at the origin of what will become Girard-Perregaux later. And of course, there is a brooch, and what Isabelle has in the other end is the key, because the watches in those days were key wound. The winding crown, like we know it today, appears only around 1860, 1870. So that's what an example of what watchmaking was in those days. So not a watch, yes, a jewel, yes, both. And both was very famous also for his extra slim movement, which is the case here, thinking once again that it's a repeater. Now, Christophe talked about Argentina. This watch does come from back, because of course it was made here in La Chaux-de-Fonds, but comes back from not Argentina, but very close, from Chile. So it was a present of the employees of a railway to their director in 1876. There is a legacy around the cover of the watch. It is. It's okay. You can.
12, c'est là.
If you look closely to the dial, this is a dial called horlogerie. There's no word in English for that, which means that the dial is specially made for South America, because it was really the taste of the South American customers to have that kind of dial, which is a silver plate engraved, and then you apply gold motifs on the dial like that.
Tu vois bien, tu me dis.
And on top of that, this watch is a tourbillon. You can see it from the other side, but not with 3 bridges this time, because also Constant Girard used to work on different types of tourbillon. That was on one early one. And during that period, he was already working on his masterpiece, which is, of course, the tourbillon with 3 gold bridges. But there, it's not yet 3 bridges like we know it today. Now, I took also a piece which normally never gets out of the vault, which is which is La Esmeralda. La Esmeralda is a 3 bridges tourbillon, which dates back from 1889. And this watch was specially made by Constant Girard-Perregaux to participate to the contest, watchmaking contest, during the World Exhibition of Paris. So this World Exhibition of Paris is very famous because it's for that occasion that the Eiffel Tower was built. And in those exhibitions, there were always contests in any field. And in watchmaking, we won a gold medal with La Esmeralda. You can see the three bridges exactly like they are today. And of course, what is absolutely amazing is the engraving of the covers, which has been realized by a very, very famous engraver here in La Chaux-de-Fonds. Of course, what is interesting with the pocket watch is that unlike today, where the biggest surface of the watch is its dial, the biggest surface of the pocket watches were the covers. So you have all the latitude to be able to decorate the watch after the taste of the customers or after the taste of Constant Girard, because it was his masterpiece. And this piece was sold later also to South America or Central America, in Mexico, and it belonged for some time to the General Diaz, who was the president of Mexico at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th. So what is unique with the three bridges is that Constant Girard started to work on it in around 1860, 65. The first one came 1867. And then we are now in 2020. And the Three Bridges Tourbillon is still today one of the iconic pieces of Girard-Perregaux. This is interesting because normally we would say, okay, more than 120 years or 50 years of existence. What can we find new? What can we do again on that kind of movement? Is there anything to say? Is there anything to do with it? The answer is yes. It's always a source of inspiration for us, even though the story is as long as that. And the second point, very important, is that the element is not only an element of the technique of the watch, of the mechanic of the watch, but also an element of the aesthetics. And this is very important because Constant Girard thought it like that. You don't recognize the perfection into the finishing of the movement, which is also the case here, but in its architecture. From 10 meters away, you can recognize that it's a Girard-Perregaux. You don't have to put your nose, on the dial to see what brand it is. It is a Girard-Perregaux. And this is also unique. So that's, as I have little time, that's what I wanted to tell you for today. Now you are back with Isabelle, who is going to. Yes, I'll talk briefly once again, and you will know why.
Thank you, Willy. My turn again. As Willy said, bridges are not only aesthetic, they are technical part of the movement. And nowadays, we are still making the three bridges like it was done more than 150 years ago. We are probably one of the only manufacturers having not stopping making movement, making watches, during the past 200 years. We are producing today our three bridges the same way they were producing 150 years ago. It's why we have our watchmaker in GP that are, only able to master and to produce the tourbillon with three bridges today. If you have to service your tourbillon, you will have to send your watch back to Switzerland. Only watchmaker based here in La Chaux-de-Fonds are able to service the watches that they have made. And nowadays, as you see the slide, we are still doing the finishing of our haute horlogerie timepieces the way it was done for the past also, 100 years. You can see that we use, some, for example, diamond paste, with some piece of wood like boxwood, and it takes, like Christophe said, more than 2 days only to polish one bridge. What I would like to show you now, it's the actual Esmeralda pieces. Like the Esmeralda pieces, which is a reproduction of the Esmeralda that Willy showed you with some decoration, and specifically, the rounded of the bridge. And to make this part of the bridge round, it takes, a long time for the watchmaker to polish it perfectly. It's mirror polish, mirror polish or black polish, like it's so polished that the light even doesn't reflect. So this is the Esmeralda that was launched in 2016 to celebrate the anniversary of the brand, the 225th anniversary, the Esmeralda. Because can you please mute your... I have some echo. If everyone can stop the micro. Not my baby. Yeah, nice to have a baby, but he wants to participate. He's a next future collectioner of GP. In our collection with the 3 bridges, I will just show you a few pieces. We have a 40 and a 45 millimeter watches, 3 bridges. What can I told you? If you need, it's the price, but we can go through the prices later. For the moment, it's more for me just to show you what we are still doing today in our haute horlogerie department. So classic bridges, pink gold, 40 and 45 millimeter. A more contemporary model, it's the Neo Bridges tourbillon. On le voit à l'envers ou à l'endroit? Je ne me rends pas compte. T'es pas dessus? Neo Bridges with a modern version of the bridge, covered with PVD, titanium PVD, very light version. The bridges are inspired by bridges all over the world. You have also the version in pink gold and with titanium bridges. All the finishing of our watches in haute horlogerie are made by hand with a traditional way. Of course, these bridges are made with machine because they are in titanium. And the evolution is the skeleton Neo bridges. I'm sorry guys, I don't know if you see it in the right, on le voit bien le bridge. Okay. Voilà. And what you have seen with Christophe is the video of the Quasar light. And before the Quasar light, because I don't have the Quasar light with me, that was launched this year, I have the version of the Quasar with titanium bridge with a sapphire case, which is a beautiful piece. This is a proto. So it's why the cage, it's not moving. So I'm sorry because I like when the pieces are alive, but as a proto, this one is not working. Right. the case is done in one piece. Huh? I wanted to show you, the video, but you have seen the video. So we can also, I can keep going and show you two pieces that are the pinnacle of the brand, which is a triaxial tourbillon. This one is the Earth to Sky version because the dial is in aventurine. You have a terrestrial globe that is doing, one rotation in 24 hours, paint by hand. It takes approximately 1 week to paint the globe. And you have the triaxial tourbillon here, which makes, a rotation in 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and 2 minutes to the total rotation of the globe.
Isabelle, how many watchmakers work on one piece like that?
Actually, we have three watchmakers that are doing the minute repeater and the triaxial watches like this one. Only 3, and 1 watchmaker per watch. I mean, whatever we are talking about trebuchets or about a piece like that, only one watchmaker is in charge of the piece from the beginning to the end.
And it takes,
for example,
how many, 1 year to build, 2 years to build?
To build this one, how long you mean? No. Yeah. Actually, for example, for a trebuchet, it takes between 1 month and 2 months. Focus, I mean 8 hours per day, 5 days a week. It takes for the very best watchmaker, but sometimes you can have a problem at the end and you need to start again, and it could take approximately 2 months maximum to produce one piece like that. There is not really, I would say it takes the same, like around 3 months to produce this kind of piece also for one watchmaker to be focused only of the production of one piece like that. GP, we are producing, like Christophe said, less than 10,000 core collection pieces a year. We are producing approximately 100, 200, we don't exactly share the right figures, but less than 200 haute horlogerie pieces a year. And a piece that we launched at the end of 2019, last year, I think the first piece was sold in Singapore in December. I am in charge of Singapore, so I know I sold it. This is the minute repeater, Earth to Sky. Alors, there is something particular with this minute repeater, is that the whole system of the sonnery, the gong, and all the system are in front of the watch, which means that when you wear the watch, you don't need to turn it to see the gong working. You can see that there is a dome here and of course here with no bezel, and it takes 3 times more material, more sapphire, to be able to produce such a case with this front and back. And this kind of build allow a fantastic sound of the watch. You have to imagine that our watchmaker produce the watch, but also make sure that the watch is perfectly, the sound is perfectly tuned. So they need to have almost l'oreille absolue. I don't know how we say that in English, when you are able to to make sure that the sound is perfect, the tune is perfect.
Perfect pitch.
Okay.
Did Bernard buy that?
Sorry?
The first one you sold in Singapore, was it Bernard?
I don't, sorry, I don't get you. The first I sold to Singapore?
Yeah, was it Bernard?
Ah, no.
Could we by any chance hear it?
Visionary.
Are you ready? Let's try.
Wow.
Could you hear it perfectly? Tu la mets peut-être
Yes,
à
thank
minuit?
you.
No? Okay. C'est bon. And the one you wanted us to talk about it. Do you want us to talk about the constant escapement?
Absolutely, the butterfly.
The butterfly. Alors, but the same, I have some proto, you know. So, exact. Ça y est. Ta-da!
Wow.
This version is in white gold, okay? But we have different versions. We have the 48 millimeter, the 46 millimeter. We have pink gold, white gold, titanium. We have this material that is called carbon, mixed carbon. It was titanium and carbon. And this one is in white gold. Okay. Why this piece is not an evolution in the watchmaking, but it's a revolution. It's a revolution because we have made, you know, a total new movement and a total new escapement. Usually, so you are all collectioner and very connoisseur, so I'm not gonna to go through how mechanical watches is working, but it's like we have break, you know, the escapement wheels and with the oscillator, and we have made this fantastic piece that you can see here that we called, okay, why not butterfly in silicone. Thanks, you know, of course, some engineer and whatsoever. We have two barrels, but the construction is the same than a normal watch. I mean, the energy is coming from the barrel directly to this piece, to this extraordinary piece. But the energy is transformed when it touches this piece and when it goes to the oscillator. I don't have a, you know, quoi? I don't have a business card to explain you. It's how it works, and I could also pass the voice to Willy. The energy go to the butterfly, okay, and thanks to the silicone, the energy that go here, even if at the end the power reserve is 7 days, like the power reserve is very strong at the beginning, and of course, like in every watch, the power reserve and the energy will go down, okay? But if you have a strong energy, or if at the end you have less energy, whatever the energy comes to the silicium part here, it will be reproduced and sent to the oscillator in the same energy. Like you have something very hard coming here, the same energy is distributed to the oscillator, which allow a power reserve that is the same for 7 days. I don't know if you understand very well. I would love to show you, you know, some PowerPoint, but I don't have them with me. Willy, you want to add some stuff to explain the crazy revolution?
Yes, it's a revolution in the sense that it solved a 5-century-old problem. Because if you look to the old days, clocks of the towers, because there was not yet watches, they were activated by weights that were suspended to a rope, and the descent of these weights towards the earth gives the energy constantly, because the weight of these stones, for instance, was constant. So there was no problem with this. But once people decided to carry the watch on yourself, of course, you cannot walk around with weights around your neck or whatever. It's not possible. So they had to change the energy and to use a spring instead of a stone or a weight for giving the energy. And from that moment onwards, that is to say the end of the 15th century, watchmakers had the problem of the power reserve, of the power which is not constant. And it's a true revolution, because there were systems like chains and fusées, for instance, but these systems were outside the escapement, that is to say between the source of energy and the escapement. But here, it's inside the escapement itself that the problem is solved. And for this, it's a revolution. Absolutely. It's like, it's like if you talk of complications, I always take the example of a table. A table has normally 4 feet, and it never changes. One of these feet, in watchmaking, you can compare it. 1 foot is the energy. The second one is the transmission of the energy. Then the third one is the regulating, and then the power. And normally nobody changes that. Complications is rather what you have on the table than the feet of the table, let us put it this way. Perpetual calendar and so on, or chronograph, or minute repeater, and so on. You don't touch the basics. You don't touch the 4 basics. And this, in the case of the constant escapement, yes. We change completely one of the basics, which is the regulation of the energy. Voila, Isabelle.
If you want to, do you have some question, guys?
Questions? Let's field some questions. No, let's carry on.
Okay. Willy, keep going, actually.
Can I ask you a question with the constant escapement? So when you say that basically the escapement has changed,
Yes.
but the regulator is still the same, or does it have to compensate for?
No, it's still the same. It's still the same. It's a conventional regulator.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You see the symmetry of the watch, which is also, very GP. It's why we have made 2 barrels to respect also the symmetry.
Front and back.
Front and back. And the watch is not doing tic-tac, the watch is doing tic-tac. Yeah. Okay. We can, if you're okay, we will go through the core collection. And we will start with the Laureato.
So, and once again, it's good to say that it was born in 1975, but it's also good to prove it. And I have in hand, I don't know if you can see it, I get closer. Now Isabelle has in hand the first version of the Laureato from 1975.
The GP. Also. Ton slide, à toi. Ouvre ton écran. Dimitri, my colleague, is showing you just... Mets-toi en plein écran. Ouais. showing you some just one or two slides. We have done the first Laureato in 1975. I'm not gonna to explain you the product, which was made with a quartz at the beginning, an internal quartz. As a manufacturer, we were, you know, having our research and development, and at this time, you know, during the 60s, it was very rare that a brand has got the, okay, someone prefers the 75, of course, you know, everybody has got his taste. And the first model is very thin, actually, very, very classic. I can understand that. So the model from this year, I will show you. I will show you the new collection, just the 3 hands and the chronograph of the Laureato from today, and the evolution that we have launched also in 2019. Just to finish with the tourbillon, because we were having the presentation of the haute horlogerie. In the Laureato collection, we have also pits with 1 tourbillon. As we said at the beginning with Willy, we don't have only tourbillon under, with 3 bridges. We have also tourbillon with only 1 bridge, sorry, for men, for ladies, with the cat's eye version. And in the Laureato collection, we have this tourbillon Laureato. How much, Dimitri, is this Laureato tourbillon? I'm gonna to tell you the price in. Bon, Dimitri, je pense que je vais être plus rapide que toi. 150. Non, mais le montre pas, dis-le.
Ah, 150.
150 retail price Audi. Dis-le tout doucement, à moi. Tu peux enlever, Dimitri? This piece exists also in pink gold. Huh? This one is in titanium. To continue with the collection of the Laureato 42 mm. C'est bon, là, ça se suit, là, si je prends le truc. Ouais. 42 mm, we have the 3 hands. Today, I have only the blue. Sorry? There is an echo. Can you guys please touch your microphone? Hello? Yeah, it's okay. We have the blue version today, and we have the same watch, you know, with different dial color. Tu peux peut-être montrer l'écran maintenant? Non, 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 montre les 3 versions. Voilà. Voilà. So you have the 2 tones on bracelet, gold and titanium. You have ceramic, pink gold, yeah, and titanium. You have ceramic, and you have the version on strap with a black dial. Tu reviens sur moi? In this collection, we have also the chronograph. I'm sure you have seen it in some of your point of sale in Sydney, in Melbourne, with our partners, you know, the THG, Monarchs. They all got some pieces like that. Schums. This is the chrono, 42 mm. In the chrono, you have also a black dial with the blue sub-dial. C'est super long. Sorry, because the times we share the screen, this is it. And you have the steel version or the gold version on bracelet or on straps. Okay. In this collection, for men, also in 42 millimeter, you have a skeleton, steel or gold also. I have the steel version here. You can see the skeleton movement, and you see through even the oscillating weight is a skeleton. For ladies, you have the 38 millimeter, which is the one I am wearing today. Well, you don't see very well. The Laureato, you know, of course, we are, but maybe I could answer your question and give you, you know, some idea why to buy the Laureato. We have a lot of competition in this field. We know also, you know, who launched in 72, who launched in 76. So the competition is there. What I could just advise you, you know, it's to go to your point of sale, maybe try the watch, look the finishing, look, for example, the Clou de Paris on the dial, you know, which is beautiful. One of the GP finishing that was, you know, in our manufacture for a long time now. You have various details, you know, even on the bracelet, which is easy, you know, for you guys or even for your retailers, you know, to take off, you know, one of the links. You have one of our better caliber, the 1800, which is in the watch. So one of the in-house caliber. The price is quite fair compared also to the competition. And we have this heritage and this kind of legacy. What can I say now? We can go through the Laureato Absolute. The Laureato Absolute, you know, the pieces were launched in 2019. And in this version, we have, various pieces. With me, I have only one. Go va sur la chrono. I have only one today, which is the chrono. No? You can see, you know, the flange, which give a very deep view into the watch with a minute scale.
Isabelle,
all absolute, yeah.
With some of the naming of your timepieces, for some of the newer collectors, what does the Laureato mean? And like
Laureato, alors, Laureato, you know, Laureato, when it was launched, it means laureat. Laureat, we took the name from a movie that was, c'est l'histoire qu'on raconte. The Graduate, actually. In Italian, do you know the movie The Graduate?
Yes, of course.
With,
Dustin Hoffman.
And so, voilà. And in Italian, The Graduate means Il Laureato. And the name comes from this movie, The Graduate, The Laureato, which also means you graduate, you the best. So the name came from this time.
And the one that you're holding is the Earth to Sky?
The one I am holding is when we launched the theme in GP Earth to Sky. Yeah, 2019. In this collection, Absolute, we have also a 3 hands and we have also a WWTC, Worldwide Time Control. I can show you a slide because I don't have the piece with me.
Is that PVD or what is the case?
I didn't hear your question. The case is in titanium, covered with a treatment in PVD.
Can you repeat, please? The case is a platinum?
Titanium.
Oh, titanium cover with a PVD.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you.
Welcome. Tu m'as mis, ouais, tu peux me mettre les prochains là. Les prochains. We have the 3 hands per minute second. You can see the price. And we have also the worldwide control.
Oh, that was very nice.
We have for each of them, you know, an unbelievable water resistance of 300 meters, 30 ATM water resistance. Okay. And the evolution of this collection, I am coming to 2 limited edition, which I'm sorry to say, or I'm happy to say, it depends if you wanted to buy one. Let me introduce you to the rock. Alors, this is a proto, you see, because I have only proto with me. Limited edition of 100 pieces. Do you know what is the material? The material is carbon fiber with tinted with some blue. And you know, when we do the mix of the carbon fiber, which is a product, an original, you know, mixture for GP, each watch is totally unique because not one watch is similar to the other one. This is not only a carbon watch, it's a carbon fiber watch. Mets-moi le PowerPoint sur celle-là pour avoir quelques indications. I show you some information. Carbon glass. As you can see, more resistant than steel, 100 times. Also, you have to know that this product is so, how can I say, dense, that we don't need to make it water resistant, 5 ATM. There is no box inside, you know, to make it water resistant. Est-ce qu'on a d'autres informations dessus? Non, après je passe à la rouge.
Isabelle, did you say that this piece is sold out already?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Already.
No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you. But I think it's important to show you what we are doing, and it's also a piece that we just launched. So, voilà, it's important for you to see it. Carbon and fiber glass.
So there's a red one that sold out as well, right?
Yes, I will show you. I have the prototype with me.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not rushing you, but that one sold out too.
2. J'ai plus de batterie.
Phil was thinking of getting it.
I'm sorry. Next one. Pass your order in advance. Maybe order to Christophe, you know, like 10 of the next limited edition. Take the risk.
Can I get the prototype?
I didn't get the question. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, Dimitri? Je suis sur... Voilà.
He would like to buy the prototype.
Ah, to buy the prototype. I'm sorry. There is no, it's priceless.
Prototype is for the museum.
You got to get through Willy first before you can get that.
Yeah, exactly. To all the security here around. Every Absolute has got, you know, this kind of back, which is the L and the A. of Absolute and the L of Laureato. And this red color has been part of GP and the automotive field, you know, for a long time. We pay tribute to this field, which we have been part for many years with Gino Macaluso. You like the piece?
Absolutely.
And very light, very light. I just have, you know, some element to show you when we produce the watch, you know, all the proto that we are doing. We have 100 of each dial like that, you know, we do many tests, you know, to find the best color. Il est où mon proto? Tu peux me donner mes protos là-bas, s'il te plaît? Le plastique, celui avec la cire, il est où?
We actually asked Christophe to get the red one, and he told us that was sold out. We were after the red one.
Yeah, it has been sold in 24 hours.
Isabelle, it's Rita again. I have a question for you. In terms of the dials, you know, the guilloche finish. You know, how do you produce the dials? The guilloche dial, you know, the Laureato.
Alors, how we produce which one? Because on the classic,
yes,
on the classic watches,
correct. Tapestry. How the technique you do? Did you use an old technique, or you have a computer made it the design?
Le clou de Paris? How we do the clou de Paris? You mean?
Is it handcrafted or is it laser?
It's laser done. How the tapestry is done?
No, how is it done? Is it laser or hand?
No, it's not a laser. It's stamped.
Oh, it's stamped. Okay.
It's stamped. The clou de Paris are stamped with machine.
Thank you.
And the finishing of the absolute versions, of all absolute version, if you can see the index, you can see through the main plate behind, you know, the index are not glue, they are, alors, comment est-ce qu'on dit creuser? It's transparent if you want. J'ai plus mon PC d'ouvert, j'ai plus de batterie. T'as la même batterie que moi, tu peux mettre la batterie de ton PC? You understand my point? To see the indexes? We can see that the indexes of the watch, you can see the main plate through the indexes. I'm sorry, I'm not sure it's very easy to see.
Yes, merci.
Merci. Voilà. Les autres pièces livrées. Merci. Alors, what I would like to show you, it's another collection. We quit now the Laureato, and we go also to a very sexy, this is also a Earth to Sky version of the Neo Bridge, because in our bridges collection, there is tourbillon, but because the bridge is our DNA, we have decided, you know, also to have some bridges on some timepieces that are not with a tourbillon. This watch is not a tourbillon. This watch name is a Neo Bridge without tourbillon. And you can see that it's a totally new movement. And wow, there is no oscillating weight. Why? Because the construction is similar to the bridges, to the tourbillon with 3 bridges. It means that the barrel and the oscillating weight are together facing the time. Exactly, j'ai plus de, tu peux me donner un tourbillon? Exactly, un tourbillon, non, un tourbillon, un 3 ponts. I didn't show you with the tourbillon 3 ponts. Merde, pardon, j'ai dit un gros mot. What I didn't show you earlier is that the construction of the movement, on this one too, you don't see the oscillating weight. Why? To be able to see all the beautiful movement, Constant Girard have decided to put the oscillating weight under the barrel. I'm not sure you can see it. If I launch it, you can see the oscillating weight, the micro rotor that is under the barrel. And for the construction of the Neo bridge, we have done the same. We have made the barrel and the micro rotor. I will show you the price of the watch. Non mais, fais-le que quand je te demande, j'étais en train encore de leur montrer les détails. C'est pas grave, vas-y. This is the price. The piece is in titanium covered with diamond-like carbon. Thank you. You have also this version in gold. This version is in titanium DLC, and we have the same version with two different sizes in gold. You have the version with the blue subdial, because this is the Earth to Sky launch in 2019, but we have also the version without the blue subdial. So this watch was part of the bridges collection, and one of our other collection is the 1966. 1966, it's the name of our collection because the collection was named to celebrate, you know, the 100th year of the. You want to explain a bit the name of the collection, Willy? So I give you the.
Yes, sure.
Willy will explain you why we name a collection 1966.
1966 is actually the year of the centenary of the observatory Neuchâtel. More precisely, the contest of the observatory of Neuchâtel, because the observatory was there to test the precision of watches, and there were contests all over the years, and during 100 years, and in 1966, we were awarded the prize of the centenary. Why? Because our R&D department invented a revolution also in the field of watchmaking, of mechanical watchmaking, which was the high frequency. So 36,000 beats per hour. And because of that, we won the prize of the bicentenary, because quite a lot of people still consider today that the high frequency is the last useful improvement that was made in the field of mechanical watches.
My turn. So the latest version that we have launched, beginning of the. Hello.
So it is actually Girard-Perregaux that started the 36,000 high frequency mechanisms.
Absolutely, yes. I know. Yes, I know that a brand starting with a Z and finishing with a H.
Not to name one.
Not to name one. They claim that no, it's not true. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but they came after us. They came after us, and actually, the high frequency of Zenith was an invention of not of the people of Zenith, the people of Movado. And in those days, because I was with Zenith in those days, that is why I know the story. In those days, they were associated with Movado and Mondia. It was a concern called MZM, Movado Zenith Mondia. And the inventor of the high frequency El Primero was Mr. Design, and he was the engineer of Movado. So we were the first, and what Zenith claim now is not exactly true. Voilà.
Feel free if you have questions. What I want to show you now, it's, so as I said, the latest version that we introduced this year. I have a trilogy actually. We have 3 watches. No. I will show you first the watch, and after we can show you the slides so you can see. We have the gold version, and you can see that we have a beautiful adventuring dial and gold indexes. You have the blue adventuring with the steel version, and you have a black adventuring dial with the steel and DLC piece. These 3 pieces are named Orion. You know who is Orion? Orion is a hunter from the mythology that when he was killed, the legend said that you can see his belt, you know, in the sky with 3 stars. So we decided, thanks to the aventuring that is very bright, to name these 3 pieces Orion, like the mythologic Orion hunter.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are they limited edition, or what's with this item?
No, it's not a limited edition of these 3 pieces. You can see them in the Hourglass in Sydney and in Melbourne.
Yeah, I looked at purchasing one, but I just couldn't commit. I was half about it. Like, I really like it. I think it's a great product, but I was just a bit, I didn't know if it was limited or not. So I got the inkling that it was limited, but you're saying it's not limited, so.
No, show us again no, it's not a limited, product. Now, you know, all our haute horlogerie product will be limited edition. Any haute horlogerie product will be limited. But for this collection, it's not a limited edition.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So you can see the. No, there is a date in this collection, in this. Okay. What I didn't show you, and I'm sorry for that because it was with the Orion and it was not with the Laureato. I come back to the Laureato collection because I didn't show you one of the beautiful pieces that we have done also this year. It's part of Q4 and Q1 2020. It's the Laureato Absolute. This piece, it's also a sapphire case with titanium lugs. The main place is also octagonal. I will show you the slide so you can see some details. No, pas maintenant. You have the GP logo here and here. Sorry, we don't see. Thank you, guys.
Was this the GHPG piece last year?
No. You can see behind me because you are talking about that. Look at that. Can you show us the slide, please, Dimitri? So you can see some details here. You know that the sapphire is the second hardest material after diamond, and for a watchmaker to do the tourbillon that I have that I show you, you know, in sapphire, or to do this one, it's really a big challenge to shape the case out of the sapphire, and not talking about the fact to polish it. As soon as you touch it, you are able to scratch it. So imagine the one that Christophe showed you at the beginning with the video. All the cases in sapphire, the bridges are in sapphire. It's a very difficult process. And also for this Laureato titanium, which is a more affordable piece, if you want, even if it's still quite expensive. Did you show us the price, Dimitri? And you know, for this piece, for the first time in the Laureato collection, the main plate is octagonal. Skeleton and octagonal. And the main place is, there is no dial, so the main place is screw, you know, together with the bezel, case and case back. So there is not really a bezel, there is only a ring. There is one detail that I didn't show you, but this one is a proto, so we don't really see it. Show us again. It's a detail, but like we say, luxury is in the details, but the buckle, you know, there is micro adjustment system. There is a micro adjustment system to ensure comfort and precision when you adjust your Laureato. You see, on voit pas sur l'écran, buckle micro adjustment system. On voit pas, c'est dommage, c'est pas grave. Je sais pas pourquoi. Ah bon? Okay. And if you give me just a few minutes, because I know there is some ladies, I can show you the cat's eye collection from last year, or the, you know, the cat's eye collection. It's a collection in GP that is fully dedicated to lady. In various collections, in the Laureato and in the 1966, you have pieces for men and you have pieces for women, but the cat's eye collection is a collection that is dedicated only to women. And we have, this collection was born in 2004 with this kind of cat's eye shape. There is also a bridge, a tourbillon with a bridge in the collection. Cat's eye bridge. Tu l'as rangé? Ben, on l'avait. So in the cat's eye collection, I have also a tourbillon with one bridge. Là, tu te mets dessus pour me donner le prix, mais tu me le donnes à l'oral. Mother of Pearl dial. This piece has been made, you know, in pink gold, and we can engrave, you know, whatever the client requests. Je t'ai dit de me le donner, pas de le montrer, c'est pas grave. Je ne vais pas le montrer. Je t'ai dit de te mettre dessus, de me donner le prix. Voilà. We have 1.25 carats. Enlève Dimitri, on s'en fout. Merci. Sorry. Tourbillon. Exceptional piece. Everything handmade. You know that sometimes when a watchmaker is just polishing one screw, you know how long it takes? It takes between 15 to half an hour just to polish one screw. Time is money. In the so most affordable piece, par contre là, on n'a pas les prix. Donc, t'as ta liste de prix? So if you need the price, we will give you the price later. I have a face de lune in the collection. Mother of Pearl and Adventuring Dial. I have beautiful, sorry, Adventuring Dial and Power Reserve with a flower. And the oscillating weight is skeleton. C'est la 80-484D. Tu l'as? Non. Oui. 80-484D, 52A, 401. Celle-là, Dimitri. What can I show you? I can show you also this one. This is not a face de lune. This is just the moon and the sun moving with the time around the watch. Adventuring Dial also. The collections that I just show you are part of the Earth to Sky collection. The same version of this one. You have the steel version. Elegant watches. We have some version in steel with, sorry, with the date and the power reserve, which show, you know, some complication for lady. And for example, a smaller version in pink gold. What is important also to say is that because we are a haute horlogerie brand, our watchmaker, you know, offer, you know, the same finishing, the same attention to the finishing of the watch that they give to our haute horlogerie products. All our watches, you know, are finished by hand, so we pay a lot of attention of the decoration. It's not that there is, like Christophe said, that there is 5 finishing. We have more than 5 finishing in the manufacture. What Christophe showed you is that for one bridge, in one piece, a simple one, a core collection at 10,000 Swiss francs, it means that for one bridge, only on one bridge, there is 5 decoration like he showed you. So it's all about the fact to be a manufacturer. Actually, it's to master, you know, from the beginning, from the first idea to the production to the end, all the steps that are under the same roof to produce our beautiful watches. This is end for me. I'm ready for question with Willy. If you need to ask me any question. Thank you again for inviting us and for all of you to be present with us till the end.
First of all, thank you very much, Isabelle. It's such an eye-opening and a privilege to see the pieces and have them explained by you and Willy. I'm going to go to Phil, because Phil was looking for a watch for his wife. And I know you got her something else, but how does Valentine's Day 2021 look like, Phil?
That last couple that you showed me were very nice. I'm sure she'd be more than happy. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
I'm sure she'll be more than happy with one of those. Exquisitely finished, and the I like the oval on the side instead of being being rotated 90 degrees. was nice. You can have 2 versions.
Which one are you talking, Phil?
I like the one that's horizontal oval.
The cat's eye.
The cat's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's saving a bit of money from the one bridge tourbillon.
Yeah.
Crawford, what about you, Crawford? Are you going to reciprocate? You had a nice birthday present this year.
I did. I think she would absolutely love one of these. The design, the style, the finish. I do have a soft spot for the Perregaux numerals as well. That always I do enjoy that a lot. But yeah, they not only the ladies' pieces, but these pieces in general have absolutely knocked me out. So Isabelle, I've got to. You've really put my bank account in a great degree. Yeah, how very dare you? Yeah, no, I'm loving it. I absolutely love it. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. But you have to come and visit us. And we will be so pleased to visit each of you, in the manufacturer.
I will hold you to that. I will hold you to that. Thank you very much. That would be wonderful.
No, but you're more than welcome, for sure. If any of you that are, in Europe soon as, we are able to travel again, I would be pleased, to come and we could organize a nice evening with Christophe, with some of you. And at the opposite, I will be so pleased, with Willy to welcome you in the manufacturer. It would be great, sure.
Yes, we were planning a few trips. I know Peter's on board, I know Phil's on board, and probably Crawford now. So in due course, after the lockdown comes down and everything, and when we find our way to Switzerland, we'll definitely look you up with Christophe's permission. We do have a special guest too. Nick Canyon is with us.
Hi, Nick.
From Time and Tide. Let's hear your summary or questions that you might have, Nick.
No questions, but it was...
I don't do interview, because only our big CEO is able to do interview. So don't get for granted what I said. So I don't do interview, but thank you, Time and Tide, to be with us. So
no,
yeah.
Thank you. I'll delete all of the audio recordings. Don't worry. But it was a fantastic presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Questions, anyone?
How is Andrew? Andrew is fine? Yeah.
Andrew as well? Yeah. He's looking after children this evening, so he couldn't make it. But yeah, I'm glad that I could be here. And thank you very much to Christophe for the invitation and also for Paxton for facilitating.
Kenneth Kennedy, we haven't seen you tonight. Are you there, Kenneth? Or are you hiding again behind that? There are a couple of people who have actually bought a watch or two after each of our sessions. Kenneth is one of them. Going back with some questions, and Isabelle, I know time is also running tight.
We have time for us. Don't worry, Paxton. Sure. Feel free.
How does the 1945 range sit in the, in your collection?
In GP nowadays, okay. 1945, it's one of our favorite collection because also, we pay a lot of attention to the build of the watch, because everything in the watch is bent, even the hands that we bent by hand here in the manufacture. We have decided to focus since 2016, to the Laureato range. We keep having the 1966 collection every year, having some evolution of the collection in 1966 because it's really our best seller, the 1966. European or Chinese, the 1966 collection is going well everywhere in the world. And surprisingly, you know, the Laureato is doing well also in China. Not at the beginning, but the 42 millimeter is doing very well. The skeleton is doing very well. We just sold to DFS 6 months ago, before the lockdown, you know, a Laureato skeleton. So actually, just not to have a too big range of product for the moment, the 1945 collection is a bit sleeping. We have maybe one evolution every year. We have had, you know, launched 1945 Earth to Sky last year. Let's see, because I didn't show you, you know, the collection for the Q2, 3, and 4 for 2020 that we will show in August, you know, at the end of August, to the watch fair that will be held, you know, at the end of August. So we will have novelties. We can, if you want, you know, do another call probably in September, October, and at this time I could show you, you know, the few new products for 2020. And I have to say that there is no vintage this year that will be launched. But the collection is still part of our product. It's not out of production. We are still selling some vintage, but for the moment, it's a bit a sleeping collection.
Hey, Damien, is there something you would pick out of this collection?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few there that I'd definitely consider and put on the list for sure.
Which one?
Which one?
I can't remember all of the names, so I'd have to circle back and have a look at the website.
Let me resume it. Neo Bridge.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Okay, Neo Bridge. The beautiful, of course, Laureato Live.
I definitely like one of the chronos for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christophe is wearing. Where is my chrono? Christophe is wearing one of the chrono. This is the Panda. We have the blue or black dial.
Yep. Yeah, that's classic, isn't it?
Yeah, but classic, you can wear that with a suit, but it can also fit, you know, a very no business suit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so are great as well.
So Sylvia Wen, are you still in New Zealand or are you back in Australia?
Yeah, I'm still in New Zealand.
Last we met again. We were at the GHPG last year.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I left. Yeah, I'm in New Zealand since January.
Your thoughts on the cat side?
Yes, it's very elegant. Very elegant. I remember having this one in Sydney, and it's a truly elegant watch, especially when you have the little flower on top. Very nice.
And I'm going to run through the.
So late.
C'est normal, t'as 18, 19. There is an echo. I can't hear you.
I was just saying it's good to see you, Sylvia, but it's late.
It is. I mean, the collection is definitely worth staying up.
Thank you.
Isabelle, I was just listening to Paxton earlier.
I'm not talking to you. You are wearing a IWC. Bye. Switch, Paxton.
I was going to say, this Earth to Sky 1945, I just looked up on my phone because I haven't seen it before. It is exquisite.
Yeah, of course.
It's incredible.
It's also beautiful, yeah.
Is that still available? Is it a limited model or is it?
It's still available. Yeah, it's still available. Yeah,
wow.
We need to check. We need to check in our production and stock, etc. But yeah, still available. The Earth to Sky.
Beautiful piece.
Vintage 45.
Good taste.
Truly, truly. I've been, of course, when we talk about GP, I've been speaking highly a lot about the Earth to Sky collection. and you're not wrong. The 1945 Earth to Sky is truly outstanding. It's really, really beautiful.
I understand. I agree. But sometimes we have to make some choice. And for the moment, the focus is on the 1966 bridges and. Yeah.
Peter Mizzi, come on. What's your pick for the night too?
I'm actually really enjoying the Loretta 42 mil, either in the chrono or without the three hand. Very nice.
Yeah, thank
cool.
you.
They're really cool.
Any comment from Nick or Peter McKee? Haven't heard from you tonight, Peter. Peter McKee, are you dressed? No.
We lost some people. Too late.
No, he's there. And I go back to Michael Alexander as well. Now you've seen the full gamut.
Yeah, I've got my eye on some of those vintage safe pieces from the 1800s. The pocket watches.
Oh,
yeah.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Thank you. You know that we have all the components. We are able to produce a pocket watch. In 1981, we have produced what, 20 or less? A bit less than 20 pocket watch. In the same way, the pocket watch was done in 1889.
And Mr. Michael Lang. We last met at the Longines event on the Gold Coast, I think.
Yeah, it's been a great event. Beautiful pieces.
And any picks?
Not at the moment. I'm still loving the vintage GP. Still prefer the vintage over the modern. But the ladies' pieces are beautiful.
Thank you, guys. What is also beautiful, it's the bag that we will offer to one of you guys to come and visit us.
So at this point in time, we'll hand it back to Christoph.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know it's late. Over here, it's late. And of course, we appreciate very, very much. And I have quite a few messages telling me that this has in fact been one of the best sessions we've had, even though we have 8 sessions before. And this is one of the best.
Thank you so much. For us, it's a grand premiere. Of course, during the past 3 months, we have done some Zoom, some Teams meeting with colleagues. We have done some training, but for me, it's a grand premiere with so many people and a collectioner and big fan of the brand. With you, Paxton, to organize that, and I was so excited, yesterday and to prepare everything. I am very pleased to have Willy and Dimitri and many of my colleagues this morning told me a good session to you, a good presentation. So
yes.
Many people here know that we have done that. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Our CEO is also saying hello to you.
Please say hello to Patrick for us.
With pleasure. We can do a next session in October if you want, to present the novelty.
Isabelle, while I have you, and when you mentioned Patrick, Patrick, your current CEO, of course, was with Apple, and I know he was with other brands as well. I always ask this of certain brands when I meet, and the CEO is very, very important. Of course, is what his direction he will take the company into. Will there be a piece that you think Patrick will be very influential on in future, or?
Actually, of course, you know, Patrick came on board in August 2018, so it's more than 18 months now. And the strategy already, you know, changed the face of GP. We are reducing our point of sale. We want to be even a bit more exclusive, but also affordable, you know, with some product you will see in August. We will launch a piece that is also, you know, with the DNA of the brand, but affordable, while we continue, you know, to do some haute horlogerie product. Patrick doesn't want, you know, to break what has been done before, you know. He wants to keep paying tribute, you know, to the CEOs that were before him. You will never hear him to say it was not good before and I come and I do something totally different. But everyone here in GP, you know, has got now this kind of values and spirit that he tried to pass to us, this kind of energy, modernity, and we are, you know, he's very easy to talk to. Yesterday evening, he passed through the corridor and he stopped by me, you know, and we had 30 minutes, you know, discussion. He gave time to people. And so I of course, you know, he's a sporty guy and very energetic. And all this limited edition, like the rock with new material, probably it's what is more in his field, but he's also very keen, you know, to be in the haute horlogerie product too. So actually, it's not only about product, it's the whole strategy that he is sharing with us, that we can feel inside us and with the product.
Yes, thank you. So sorry. So we get back to thanking you very, very much for your time. Like I said,
my pleasure.
And how you say merci the Australia to you and to Willy.
Willy.
Thank you, Willy.
Voilà. And Dimitri.
Dimitri, we didn't see Dimitri.
Voilà.
Hello, guys. Hello.
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 And like I said, we welcome you to Australia the next time. We'll ask Christophe, and hopefully we can do a little more at that time when we see you.
I do hope to see you and some of your friends in Africa.
Yeah, I think you will. Christophe, you want to tie us all up, Christophe?
Yeah, no. I just sent you the link for the little questions to answer to win the bag that Isabelle just showed. It's in the chat. And if I know a few people already left, so maybe Paxton, you can send the link to the people who left. And good luck, and thank you very much for staying up that late. And thank you again to Paxton for organizing. Awesome.
Thank you. So with that, we'll say good